By the 1400s, African states had already established cordial relations with the outside world. These states were involved in global trade networks, diplomacy, and cultural exchanges. For instance, the empires and city-states of the Horn of Africa, such as the Axumites, were important trading partners in the ancient Silk Road. In our video, we will look at 3 African empires and the relations they had outside the continent. Coming in at number 3, we have the Somali Sultanates. Several Somali Sultanates, including the Sultanates of Ifat, Adal, and Ajuran, had extensive interactions with the Ottoman Empire, the Ming Dynasty of China, and European powers such as Portugal and Italy. The Sultanate of Adal, for instance, received military support from the Ottomans in its conflicts with the Ethiopian Empire, while the Ajuran Sultanate had extensive trade relations with Ming Dynasty of China and the Portuguese. In ancient times, Opone, as mentioned in the Periplus of Erythraean Sea, operated as a port of call for merchants from Phoenicia, ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, Persia, Yemen, Azania, and the Roman Empire, as it possessed a strategic location along the coast route from Azania, which was southeastern Africa, to the Red Sea. As early as 50 AD, Opone was well known as a center for the cinnamon trade, along with the trading of ivory, exotic animal skins, incense, cloves, and other spices. The ancient port city of Malao, which was also situated in present-day Berbera in northern Somalia, is also mentioned in the Periplus as a key trading center involved in the Red Sea Indian Ocean trade during late antiquity. In our second spot, we have the Swahili City-States. By the 1200s, over 35 major Swahili city-states such as Kilwa, Zanzibar, Mombasa, and Lamu were vibrant hubs of commerce, linking Africa with the Arabian Peninsula, India, China, and even Southeast Asia. They traded gold, ivory, and other exotic African items for textiles, spices, and ceramics. Notably, the Swahili, together with the Somali city-states, welcomed fleets led by Zheng He, who was an admiral of the Ming Dynasty of China in the 15th century, highlighting their role in the extensive Indian Ocean trade network. This was several decades earlier, before Vasco da Gama, who was the first non-European to visit the East African coast. The visit by Zheng He reinforced the participation of the East African sultanates in the maritime Silk Route that connected China to Southeast Asia, Indonesian archipelago, Indian subcontinent, Arabian Peninsula, East Africa, all the way to Egypt, and finally Europe. After the visit, the Swahili and Somali states sent ambassadors to China, and Malindi, which was a Swahili state, gifted Emperor Yongle with a giraffe, which became a revered creature. In 1944, 12th century coins from the Kilwa Sultanate were discovered in Australia, which is over 8,000 kilometers away from Tanzania. Other Swahili coins have also been discovered in Arabia, solidifying the extensive trade networks these states commanded. Other historical documents, including the Periplus of the Erythraean Sea and works by Ibn Battuta, describe the society, culture, and economy of the Swahili coast at various points in its history. Top on our list, we have the Kingdom of Axum. This was one of Africa's greatest ancient civilizations that was located in what is now Ethiopia and Eritrea, and even extended to southern Arabia. Axum was a key player in the trade networks connecting Africa, the Arabian Peninsula, and beyond. The kingdom was considered one of the 4 great powers of the 3rd century by the Persian prophet Mani, alongside Persia, Rome, and China. It had robust trade relations with the Roman and Byzantine empires, exporting ivory, gold, and exotic animals while importing luxury goods like wine and olive oil. Axum is also mentioned in the Periplus as an important marketplace for ivory, which was exported throughout the ancient world. The Abyssinian Empire, that would later replace Axum, also maintained great relationships with the Ottoman Empire and Portugal. The Ottomans were both trading partners and military rivals, while the Portuguese provided crucial military assistance in the 16th century against Muslim invasions, strengthening Ethiopia's defenses. These interactions between African empires and the wider world seemingly came to an end when the European powers conquered the continent. The prior interactions Africans had with non-African empires were not merely one-sided, but were of mutual influence, exchange, and respect. These connections thereby refute claims that Africans were locked out of the global interconnectedness and instead puts forward the importance of recognizing the contributions of African states to global heritage.